Welcome to Get Real Quick, a real quick blast of real thoughts, ideas, knowledge, and information in 5 minutes or less. From your Get Real host, Mark Lyford.
Sometimes you need to know when to quit. And I've been very guilty in the past of carrying on with things when, in retrospect, I should have quit way before I actually did. And such a thing happened to me at the weekend. I had a great weekend in Cheltenham here in the UK with 15 very dynamic, inspirational business people and entrepreneurs. It was a great weekend, and as always, lots of information was shared, lots of thoughts, and you come back thinking with your head full of things, full of great new ideas on things you'd already thought about. You've shared a lot with people, a great group of people. And we have these weekends every couple of years, twice a year, what have you. And it's great. And I'm driving back up the M5 thinking about everything we talked about. And I decided that why am I messing around, wasting my time on one particular thing? Now, prior to that weekend, I had a very interesting phone call with somebody else in the Bahamas about a project that I'm looking to take to the Bahamas, crypto related. And again, on a half an hour phone call with a very intelligent entrepreneur and businessman in the Bahamas who hopefully I can get to work with on taking my idea and basing it in the Bahamas. So I had that happen. I had my weekend with 15 great people, and I'm coming back up the motorway and I'm thinking, okay, you need to think about this. I'm somebody that tries to waste as little time as possible on things that don't matter. I try to be regimented. I've got to-do lists and project planning in place. I know exactly what I need to do in a day. Sometimes it doesn't always get done, everything, but I try my best. But over the last 3 years, I've been unfortunate to have met a very horrible, distasteful man who I did some work for, who never paid me a penny for the work. About £5,000 worth of work. And it got very personal. And he came to court claiming a whole bunch of ridiculousness from me. And I counterclaimed for the money he owed. Previously, before he came to court and took me to court, I hadn't bothered. There's no point in going to court claiming £5,000. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the money. It's just not worth the hassle. But because he came and took me to court for violating his copyright on work that I had done for him, which he never paid me for in the first place, I'm like, you know what, screw this, I'm going to counterclaim you now. And that's been going on for the last nearly a year now. But he's a snake of a man. The whole family are a disgusting bunch of people, scumbags who you would never want to meet in your life. And unfortunately for me, he approached me about doing work for him in 2019, and I helped to double his business in the year that I worked with him. And he continues to still use the work, which does great on me. He still used the logo that was designed. He still uses the website, which he stole, which he never paid for, all of this stuff. But although I have been treating it as a bit of a game, it certainly hasn't dominated my every waking minute. It is a pain in the backside. His solicitor is a particular scumbag who's resisting certain things that the judge suggested that it should go to a small claims court. They're resisting it. It's going to cost money to do. It's going to cost time. It's going to cost effort and stress. So I'm driving back up, and I thought, with everything I've just said, I thought, you know what? I'm done. I'm dropping the case. I'm not spending another minute having to look at what this guy says, look at the BS that he spouts, look at whatever vile, horrible rumours the man spreads. I'm done. Because my time and my focus is far better spent working on the productive, potentially amazing things I'm working on. I want to wake up in the morning and just be focused on what's moving me forward, what's moving my businesses forward and my life forward. And so in that hour and a half's journey coming back up from Cheltenham, I decided I'm done. I'm dropping the cases and I'm done. Of course, he's had a gloat online about it. I don't care. Karma is a bitch. Karma will deal with him. It's already dealt with him. As a result of people knowing about this, he's got a lot more people that know what he's really like than before. I'm done. It's not worth me battling for it to go to court, me getting a judgment for him owing me 5 or 10 grand, and then that taking a year and then going have to claim it because the man is dodgy enough, as much of a con man as you'll want to meet, to where he'd never pay. What's the point? So I said, I'm done. And you know what? I kind of finished the process in the last day or two. His solicitor's still being a dick, but whatever. I'm done having to look at what he says, does what he says. I don't care now. I'm literally waiting for the courts to decide a few things and approve a few things for it to be finished, and it's done. And it feels great to be able to wake up in the morning and focusing on things like the deal I'm hoping to do in the Bahamas and the other new stuff that I'm doing, and focus on, okay, how many more Get Real podcasts can I record and how many Blockonomics things can I do and all the stuff I'm doing. It feels great. So, for me, I have struggled, like I said earlier, as to know when to quit. But I had that epiphany after, I think it was prompted by the phone call I had with the guy in the Bahamas on Wednesday and meeting and being around these people all weekend. It was prompted, why am I messing around with scumbags and idiots like this particular guy that's dominated my life to various degrees over the last 3 years? Life's too short to deal with arseholes. Life's too short to be focusing on people that may have done you wrong. I've had many people do me wrong in the past, but none of them have really dominated my life this much. Life's too short. Focus on what's going to take you, your business, your family, and people around you forward, and discard anything else. I hope this helps. Catch you soon for another Get Real podcast. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the Get Real podcast with Mark Lyford. Being an entrepreneur isn't all glitz and glamour. Entrepreneurs are some of the most hard-working people in the world. And within entrepreneurship, there's life, mental health, business, ups and downs. And that's why we exist. Our passion is to talk about all of it with no BS. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. Find Mark on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube at Mark Lyford. And be sure to hit the website, realetrepreneur.com. From there, get his book. You won't be disappointed. See you next time on Get Real.